Welcome back, guys, to Trails of Cold Steel 4. We're having come aboard the Panda Cruel with Rean, ever impatient to continue his talks. We have talked to a lot of our friends in the reunion to end all reunions. However, we wish to know about Operation Mille Mirage and all that. So when are we being brought into the inner circle of these talks? These diplomatic talks with the diplomats awaiting certain people that we cannot reach for they in a meeting at this juncture. We have one last group to speak to before possibly movement takes place. So with that said and done, talkie. You bulked up since I last saw you, Lloyd. You haven't grown taller as much as got wider in the shoulders. Life on the run's better than hitting the gym. I had to get my outfits retailored. He's bulked up. Oh, I didn't notice. We see him every day, so the difference isn't as obvious. But he looks more like his brother now, doesn't he? I've only seen him in pictures, but yeah, I'd say so too. Now, funny he had his height too. Is it Guy Bannings you were referring to? He was once a high-ranking officer at the Crossbell Police Department, but died in the line of duty 5 years ago. Yeah, we used to live nearby. I only know him from my memories of the past. He was really tall, and he seemed like a reliable person. Yeah, I feel like such a kid compared to him. But there's no use in wishing I was more like my brother. I've got to play the cards I've been dealt with. It's me you've got, not him. And I'm determined as can be to end this and work towards independence for Crossbell. Me too. Spoken like a true leader. It is no wonder you were able to shake myself and Instructor Rean off during our encounter 2 years ago. Lloyd's been through a lot. In fact, I might have had it easier than him. It's news to me that he had a brother, though. His brother sounds like an amazing person, too. Character note is Andy for Lloyd. Bulky Lloyd. Oh look, yeah, I guess Rean does look a bit leaner. He stonks. Instructor Rean, aren't you busy playing nice with everyone? Well, we've got to make the most of this opportunity. Lloyd, there's a lot for us to catch up on. I'd love to get a drink or two of you if we had the time, but... Sweet, I'm coming too. How about we go to a place I know when this thing lands? It's got some pretty nice... Randy? What? Pretty nice what, Randy? Tell us more. Alright. That's just like Randy. Actually, that reminds me. Risha Mal's busy elsewhere right now. Is she? Yeah, there's a bunch of different factions at play here, both within and outside Erebonia. The other members of the SSS and our close allies are all busy dealing with them. Like Noel, Chief Sergei, Dudley and Arios. That's right, Fren and Wazy help us out sometimes too. Sonia and Miriel have been keeping their heads down though. They can't do much considering their position. They're members of the same Crossbell Guardian force that was absorbed by the Imperial Army, aren't they? Both very capable officers. Yeah, they have the same objective we do, but different obligations. Not related to the contents of today's meeting. Okay, I'm starting to get a clearer picture. You can't help but get an idea of the master plan, looking at all the people Muse and General Aurelia invited here. Maybe you should work for our intelligence department, Rean. I doubt I can match up to the pros. Okay, can someone tell me what's going on? Same here. The only thing I know for sure is that these two gotta stop showing off already. I believe you were just projecting, Instructor Randy. You could do the same if you tried, Randy. Hey, I'm not sure I like what you're saying, kiddo. Rean chatted with Lloyd's group for a while. Oh, am I not allowed to enjoy the chat? Also, what? You know, I don't think I'll ever run out of things to chat with you about. But if I could bring up just one more thing, I heard from you play a bit of Vantage Masters. I play against Kia from time to time, so if you ever ran for a match, you let me know. Oh yeah, you're on. Though we'll have to make sure things don't get too out of hand. You're telling me. We can now play Vantage Masters against Lloyd. Right, well, diplomatic talks going in there. Important people will just play a kids card game in the corner. I'd love to. I think the last cards we got, was there anything good that I've managed to pick up since? We've got the Unvievle. We've got a Multimus in the deck already. I think we just managed to pick up more. Was it Reduce or is Expel? I think it was Expel that we got last card battle. Well, I'll go with my normal set. It's worked thus far. He's got the beast. He can draw cards.
Good, clean match.
That sucks. I don't want to go first. I'm not attacking the beast, that's for sure. It does 4 damage off the bat. I mean, that's not a bad set. The main problem is that beast can just literally just tear me a new one on pretty much every guy I have. At least the Kyria Bell can be called in and attack on the first turn. Well, I don't like the look of this at all already. Okay, what card are you calling? Yeah, bro. Yes, keep drawing more cards. Don't attack me, that's great. I need time to set up. My entire deck is based on setting up. I guess I can call the Kyria Bell. Because it can kill the Giabro. And avoids the grenade coming out. Apart from that, there's nothing I can really call, but I can call the Unvivlevlia next turn. Just draw more cards, mister. You don't need to do anything else. Okay, he's got a lot of reduced cards. Okay, now he can one-shot Unvivlevlia. Okay, well I can kill that guy. Boom, 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 boom. See, I have multiple ways I can kill this guy. I could use my skill to hit the Aetherion. I've got 7 mana this turn as well. So I can seal him on this turn. I think sealing him from this turn might be the best idea. Do I want to move you to there though, or move the Kyria Bell to there? I mean, if I seal him, then I can hit him for 5. Probably has a heal. I can hit him for 6. So that allows me to summon a Blix. That's not terrible. Not been healed or got out of that. The Decomb is going to be incredibly irritating, but I think the Kyria Bell does just straight up win and will stay alive. Just 1 HP less. Stay there. I'm probably going to still need to seal this guy because I want him to not keep doing things and want him to run dry of cards now would be pretty good. So I need to use you plus the Kyria. Alright, well luckily Kyria Bell's just barely alive still. I could summon a Tarbis. Then I've got quite a nice back row going here. Now, how are you just going to shut me down? I think I've got this. We're choking him. His strategy seems to... Well, the AI itself seems to only generally put 1 card into the field. Because it's probably saving at least 4 mana to draw a card. Whatever it only costs 1 mana. So because it's probably doing that, we're okay. I give that to the Kyria Bell, make it even more powerful. I can also get the Unvivlière to do even more damage on the next turn. Unvivlière. Unvivle. I mean, we win next turn. Okay, we don't win next turn. Okay, you can't kill him. In the meantime, you can kill him without taking any damage. We can ping off the shield and do a little bit of chip damage. Can even call in the thief now if I wanted myself. So I think we'll go for control of the board because that's all the cards that are left. Do you know what? First of all, just ping off the HP. Thank you. Ping off that. Just in case somehow that does actually block stuff like that. 0 damage. I can just give him medic to get a little bit of HP and an extra attack. Oh, give me extra damage. Oh, he's actually got another card from that. Sad times. What's he going to summon this time? Okay, we'll win next turn, Look at my favourite Parancel buddy. Surely nothing bad can happen now as he plays his medic card. Oh no! I don't mind it died as well, it's fine. Danger, Will Robinson! Get him, Parancel!
Dang, you're good at this.
Why, thank you. We got 3 Decombe cards. Ha! Lloyd defeated the cards. I am the superior. I don't think I'll ever run out of things to chat to you about, but I'm sure you have lots of other people you want to talk to. Why don't you see what they're up to? I mean, I've actually chatted to everyone now. It's so fun to be back here with so many of our friends. Yeah, it sure is. I wish Rishi were here so we could properly apologise to her and Lloyd about how we first met. I'll just have to wait till next time. I mean, you can still apologise directly to Lloyd. Okay, same dialogue. Kia, Randy. It's been a while since I got involved in something like this. Let's go drinking sometime. Just us guys. It'll have to be some other time, though. Yeah, definitely. No, Randy will lead you astray. So they're all linked up together. Right, so that means we should have talked to everyone. So let's leave this door and... Oh, what? Something happened. Oh, now I've got to go to the centre. To the centre! Sounds like the meeting is over.
Oh, you there, young man.
You're Rean Schwarzer, correct?
Yes, that's right. I'm honoured to make your acquaintances.
As am I. Stories of the Ashen Chevalier have certainly made their rounds across Calvin. Though I suppose not all of those stories paint you in the best light.
That's perfectly understandable. However, I hear you single-handedly destroyed a number of our tanks and gunships without killing those within. It was quite a feat, which spiked my curiosity. I see now why Lady Mildine, Princess Alfin, and General Le Guin hold you in such high esteem. Thank you for the compliment. please accept my apologies about your tanks. It was nothing personal. You've also played a part in the Northern War, didn't you? Remeferia and Northumbria have been on friendly terms for quite a long time. It pains me greatly we could not do anything to help them. Your involvement contributed to a significant reduction in casualties among their citizens, though. You give me too much credit. I wasn't acting alone. No need to be so humble. I heard stories about you from refugees who fled to Remeferia when Northumbria was incorporated into the Erebonian Empire. Modesty is a fine trait. It starts to grate when people downplay their achievements. Acknowledge your importance. You're the person whose actions may very well decide the fate of the world, after all. There's still plenty of time until dinner. If you'd like to chat some more, I'll be in my room. Since the acting Duke Alberea and the fellow from the Inspectorate are here, why not invite them along as well? I've already informed them. I will also be retiring to my room until dinner. Feel free to come and see me if you wish. I like to speak with Lloyd too. I'll go and tell him. Talking round 2?
I was wondering when we'd finally get the chance to meet.
Lieutenant General Bright. I've heard much about you from Master Kafai. I don't think I've had the chance to introduce myself to you either, Your Highness. I am Rean Schwarzer, son of Baron Theo Schwarzer and disciple of the 8 Leaves One Blade School. I currently work as an instructor for Thor's Military Academy's branch campus. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintances.
Oh, no. The pleasure is all mine, I assure you. In a way, this feels closer to a reunion than a first meeting. Perhaps it's due to all the tales I've heard about you from Tita and Josette. And from Prince Olivert as well.
I'm honoured to hear that. What happened to Olivert was truly heartbreaking. He had this grand vision, you see. It wasn't only with Erebonia's best interests in mind, but those of the entire continent. Yes, he was a great man. Victor and Toval were good friends of mine as well. Their deaths have dealt a heavy blow to Erebonia. I'd even say it was felt by the whole continent. But now we must carry on without them. Even if that involves committing to something they most certainly would have never approved of. Huh? If you like, why don't you stop by to chat for a bit before dinner? Cassius, you wanted to talk to Estelle, didn't you? Yes, and the others as well. Ren, Tita, Agate. Please do come along, Rean. We could reminisce about Master Kafai together. I'll definitely stop by. Invited to dinner!
Oh, Rean! There you are!
Hello, Princess Alphen. Are you alright? Of course. I was a little shocked about the topics of discussion, but I suppose it's good we were able to talk about all those pressing issues. Princess. I see. I'm sorry I couldn't reveal the intended scale when I invited you, Princess. I trust you understand this was an inevitable reality. Your presence here was of the utmost importance. Yes, I'm well aware of my responsibilities. Neither father nor my brothers available, it falls to me to represent the Imperial family and remain informed of the current situation. Would you be so kind as to share some of that information with us at dinner? That's the plan. We could use more input on the matters at hand. We'll all be cooperating, of course. Bracers, the Special Support Section, and representatives of Thors should make their voices heard too. We'll need to know where they intend to position themselves between Operations Jormungand and Mille Mirage. Dinner won't be served for a while, though. Princess Alphen, Elise, why don't you join me for tea? You may join as well, Instructor, but the topic of discussion will most likely not interest you, given how easily you embarrass. I can never tell if you're joking, Muse, but tea sounds good to me. Yes, count me in too. Oh, maybe Klaudia could join us. Yes, I'll extend an invitation to her. Instructor Rean, will you be coming? Please do. If you insist. I'll see you in a bit. Alright. Got my own tea. Well, it's still remotely warm. There's still time to chat with the attendees before dinner. I might want to speak with the President and Prince Albert. There's Lieutenant General Bright too. Indeed there is. People have moved to new locations. The main story will progress once you see the required sub-events. Some optional content will become unavailable once you progress in the story. A warning has been given. Wrong button. So, the sub-event's good. The key event, bad. So, by the sound of it, go to everywhere but in there. I can manage those rules. Let's start furthest away. Cassius is on top of my list of people to speak with. You should be in the Labille waiting room. Oh, wait, what? Okay. I am forced! It seems that the meetings have concluded. Very well, we'll soon serve your dinner. The top chefs of Erebonia have prepared a true feast. I'm certain you'll be delighted. I mean, they did offer us dinner. I'm worried now about... Yeah, I'm actually worried now. The way Olis plays, such warnings are needed. Just, yeah, well, yeah, okay. That's a key event. When I see them, we move on. Let's go completely up. Okay, no. Am I going to be forced into that room? Or am I going to be going to the other rooms first? This is the SSS's waiting room. SSS's? SSS's. I can hear people chatting inside. I should speak with Cassius. He's in Labille's waiting room. Oh, I can't do anything but. Prince Albert is staying in this room. He's currently being interviewed by reports from Crossbell. That means I can't enter it. Someone's talking on the other side of the door. Wowzers, an exclusive interview like this sure makes my day. What are your thoughts on the developments since the trade conference 2 years ago? And what's your take on the recent incidents in the Principality? I've answered those questions for Arden Press before. Grace, was it? Listen, Grace, it's all very well that you're so motivated, but you should think your questions through beforehand. Somehow it hurts that much more being told off by a stunningly beautiful woman. Sounds like they're in the middle of a spirited conversation. Anyway, let's visit the Labille waiting room for now. Okay, game. Give me warning, then don't let me do it. It's supposed to be a safe, neutral zone, but I still think President Rocksmith has taken too much of a risk. He won't listen to his advisors warning him against taking part in this meeting. He came anyway. We will protect him at all costs, of course, but oh, if only he were more circumspect in his actions. Oh, we're listening here as well. President Rocksmith, in your opinion, how's the prognosis for Calvard looking? Not too bad, I'd say, for now. Lady Mildred's sharp intellect is truly something to be feared, isn't it? The situation being as it is, I'm determined to see things through on my end. President Rocksmith. What the new party does with the country once it's in their hands, though, I really couldn't say. I might have some information that could be of interest to you. Rocksmith's term is nearly over. I shouldn't interrupt their conversation. I'll come back a bit later. I mean, that sounds like exactly something I should literally eavesdrop at that point. Interesting information was about to be shared. Well, game says go in here. Chloe, how are you? I'm well, thanks. I haven't seen you in 3 months. Good to see you again, Joshua, Ren, and you guys. Been a while. Dee and I saw you in Grandstall before we set off for Erebonia. I'm so happy to see you again. It was the same for us, but we headed to Calvert instead. How's the Queen? Very well, thanks for asking after her. She couldn't have attended with all the attention around her right now. That's why she sent me in her stead. I see. She needed someone trustworthy to represent her, who could literally handle herself if things come bad. But if these talks are so crucial, why didn't Julia and Zeke come too? I imagine some urgent matters kept them busy. Zeke hardly has a word to spare, or moment to spare, working as a messenger. I see. Based off that, I suppose I have an idea of what's going on. Yeah. I doubt people were just making small talk over tea and biscuits in there. Can you share anything with us, Dad? We haven't seen each other in half a year and it's straight to business with neither hello nor hug. Oh, I suppose a father can't hope for love and affection from his daughter once she's left the nest and become independent. Just be like General Craig and just take it. Don't guilt trip me for not being all sugary sweet. You seem well anyway. Ah, you too, Sunshine. Joshua, everything alright? Yes, all's going well. So you're Chloe's bodyguard today, Dad? Oh, don't tell me that's all you're here for. I won't believe it. Well, have some patience. Everything will be revealed soon enough. Ren, did you get taller? You've grown a lot since I last saw you. I'm only taller by 5 reach. I'll catch up with Tita at this rate. No, please don't. It took me so long to stop looking like a kid. Don't worry, Tita. You're still growing. You're only 16. Estella just joined the braces when she was your age. It feels like it was only yesterday we were traveling around the Ville together. I was a sky bandit back then. You might be older now, Estelle, but you're as happy-go-lucky as ever, I see. That's not the worst thing in the world, is it? As Fujo said, even grown up, you never lost that little urchin attitude. It's part of my personal identity, you see. Tita, how you've been making a name for yourself. Your grandfather had nothing but praise for you. Apparently, though, your mum worries about you a lot. She's just a worrywart. I write her a lot to let her know I'm fine. I already messaged her to tell her everything's okay. She mentioned something about Agate getting his comeuppance next time she sees him too. She said she was drafting a new research project involving human test subjects. What? Mum? It's like the good old times again. That reminds me, Estelle, did you see Zin when you were in Calvert? I did! It was just before I came to Erebonia. He asked me to pass messages for him to my dad and a few others. Oh, brilliant! They've got lots to talk about. I don't want to interrupt their fun. I should come out later. You literally opened the door. Of course they're going to spot you. Look at all the sensing powers. Oh, hello, Instructor Rean. Rean, sorry, we're so caught up in catching up. We didn't mean to exclude you. Don't be shy, boy. Come and join us. Sure, if you don't mind. How could they not spot you, you dumbass? I'll just quietly back out. You seem to be enjoying yourselves. That's no surprise when good friends get together. They bonded during the Orwell shutdown phenomenon. It's regrettable Oliver is no longer with us, and Sherazade has gone missing as well. Regardless, we must stay focused on what's ahead of us and try to remain optimistic. Wise words. By the way, I'm happy to see you, Rean. Master Kafai has been telling me about you. This young man has even more potential than you, Cassius. I'm sure that's not true. He must have been teasing you. Besides, there are so many complicating factors now. Oh, are you speaking of your background? I've heard of it, and I'm aware of the cause of your altered appearance too. Don't worry too much about what you can't change, Rean. And by the way, I got a letter about you a month ago from a certain man on an eastward journey. You don't mean Master Kafai? But I was still in prison then. Yes, so I hear. Oddly enough, it was foretold in the letter. Whether it was prophecy or just a wild guess, I cannot tell. A frighteningly accurate prediction. What was the letter about exactly? That's the thing, Rean. In the light of the current situation, I'm afraid I cannot tell you yet. Huh? It's not the right time nor place. But to give you a rough idea, it's about the final art of our school of swordsmanship. In this time of turbulence, become that flashing blade which illuminates the darkness, even if for the briefest moment. Once I have returned from the east and we have reunited, I shall impart to you my final teachings. The arts our master taught me include Helix and Void, but you, Rean, may go even beyond that. Of course, you understand that seeking mastery of our style will be most difficult. Of course, with the way I am now, I'm not confident I could ever achieve it. But you're right, this isn't the place to discuss it. Just keep it in mind. We'll come back to it later. I'll relay our master's message for you once the circumstances are right. We've yet to see where today's talks lead to. But a time when great determination and sacrifice are needed is no doubt to come. I'll be ready for it. Ah, they got on like a house on fire. Yeah, you couldn't tell they've only just met. Having something unique in common, like their fighting style, brings people together. I'm feeling a bit jealous now. Looks like we're the outsiders. I totally get that though. Agate, are you feeling left out too? Why would I care? Excuse me for butting in. I'm from the Crossbell News. Could you please spare some time for a really quick interview? Your Grace? Your Grace? Your Grace makes it sound like royalty. Your Grace? Serious about your job, I see. I bet Neil and Dorothy gave you the list of questions for the attendees too. Your Grace? Cassius and Klaudia agree to the interview. Rean and the others excuse themselves to give them some privacy. Everyone's been moving around. There's still time to chat with the attendees before dinner. People have moved to new locations. Yeah, but I couldn't go to any of the locations before. The main story will progress once you see the required sub-events. Yet you said that before, and I couldn't do talk... What? I'm so confused, game. You literally shoved me into one thing and not letting me do anything else. Now you're telling me, warning me again. Okay. It meant from here, maybe. I mean, I'm pretty sure I didn't miss the events here. It was just, like, little bits of dialogue I could get. So I didn't miss any events. Right? The extras with the eavesdropping. Yeah, that makes complete and utter sense. Well, this is a bit more what I expected. Where do we start? Where do we start? Should we start with the important dignitaries? Feel free to go in if you wish to speak with his lordship. He's having a chat with the special sports section at the moment. I've been instructed to let visitors in, though. I'm going in! It's been a long time since we last met. We haven't had the chance to speak since the trade conference 2 years ago. It's nice to see you again. And you! I'm glad you all seem to be doing well. Lady Mildine, it's also the first time in many years that I have the pleasure to talk with you. While I wouldn't call these the ideal circumstances, I'm delighted. You're a most impressive young lady now. You flatter me. It's good to have time to chat about non-official affairs, yes? So you've known each other for a while? Prince Albert was a good friend of my late father. Yes, we met for the first time over a decade ago. Somehow, Alfred and I got on fabulously well right from the start. We talked about politics, economics, and social issues from evening till the early morning hours. The lakes and marshes of Remoferia enchanted Alfred, and he'd often bring his family there. This takes me back. I was just a little girl back then, but I vaguely remember our visits. I mostly played with your niece. She was the same age as me, I believe. I'd like to see her again. Ah, that's right. You two really liked each other, didn't you? Speaking of your niece. Oh, that's right. I haven't seen her in ages. There have been some rumors going around about her. She's become intractable lately. As her uncle, I want to protect her, but she's certainly not making it easy. Sometimes I think she just does it to spite me. He's gotten really grumbly. He must care a lot about his niece, though he does seem a bit overprotective. Oh, he's always been like this. Apologies for the digression. I didn't mean to bore you with family issues. Remoferia will gladly provide you with assistance, be it human resources or medical services. If the SSS need anything, do not hesitate to let me know. Tiro, I'm aware of your family situation. If there's anything I can do. Thank you for the kind offer. It isn't as bad now, though. We've even been keeping in touch more. Oh, that's a relief. Prince Albert is a friendly guy. And Muse's known him for a long time. Looks like she made connections early on. I should say hello to the prince too. Hey, Prince. You know, we've actually met Prince Albert on a few occasions. Some of our work for the SSS even involved his direct cooperation. Yes, with for. Wow, really? I had no idea. That's not all he's done for us. We have a lot to thank him for. Right, like how he helped out with my parents. That's a surprising amount of shared history. But I guess it kind of makes sense. For a head of state, he seems remarkably open and approachable. He does! What's his trick? You're just standing in the corner of the Secret Service guy. Talk to you as well. I'm proud to be present while decisions crucial to Remoferia and other countries are being made. I'll prevent any interference, even if it would cost me my life. He means it. His lordship has done a lot for us, and we still need to thank him for most of it. True, and since I haven't seen his niece in a while, this would be a great chance to ask how she's been too. Ah, Mr. Schwarzer. Meeting you has truly been a pleasure, and what fortune that you turned out to be Muse's teacher. He's the best instructor I could ever ask for, too. How wonderful. Perhaps when the world is once again at peace, you can visit Remiferia. It's a beautiful place, and I imagine you would find much to enjoy. We'd be honoured. I hope we can visit soon. Sounds like a perfect honeymoon destination. I had no idea a relationship extended beyond that of teacher-student. It doesn't. Please don't take anything she says too seriously. Since my Father's Day, the Grand Prince has treated me kindly. I'd love to visit Remiferia again. Doubly so if I can go there with you. Come on. I get the impression she's trying hard to put on a happy face, but maybe I'm imagining it. It's a great honor to meet you. These are tough times, but Remiferia will be able to provide you with assistance yet. Do not hesitate to ask me anything. I will do everything in my power to support you. Thank you, your lordship. Thank you. Over here, should we go to the next dignitary in line? The president is speaking with the Alberea family's representative and the members of the inspectorate. I'm sure their conversation is a fascinating one. So Eustace and Machias are the same politics, huh? If they're speaking to him, then maybe I should keep an eye out. I saw a picture of you in the CID files. You look a little different. Not that I wouldn't recognize you, Ashen Chevalier. It's an honor to meet you. I have friends in the unit who've run into you before. I wouldn't normally mention an event which makes the soldiers lose face, but they said they were grateful you let them escape with their lives. Well, I'm not a monster. I'd like to thank you myself for sparing their lives. I have faith in you. You can prevent this senseless bloodshed. That's a nice vote of confidence there. That was here too. Thank you for the invitation, President Rocksmith. Aha! There's no need to be so tense in my presence, Machias. Would you like a cup of coffee? There's tea for me and coffee with milk and sugar for Miss Herschel. It would seem Calva's information agency is staffed with only the very elite. Well, their human resources are going to change now as the new party takes over from me. Ah, is that right? Dr. Herschel, we met at the West America Trade Conference 2 years ago, isn't that right? If my memory doesn't fail me, you had coffee with milk and sugar at the banquet. Your memory is excellent. That's Samuel Rocksmith, the president of Calvard. As with most people in power, he easily dominates the atmosphere of his presence. Even though he's on the way out, he's still a very influential man. Double. Let's go again. My. Welcome, Ashen Chevalier. Unfortunately, I haven't been informed what your beverage of choice might be. But since you're so well versed in Eastern culture, perhaps green tea would be to your liking. Oh, thank you, but I dropped in only for a brief chat. I wouldn't want to make a nuisance of myself. I imagine there are plenty of us who'd like to speak with you today. By the way, I wanted to ask for your opinion on your colleague, Toa Herschel. Wouldn't you say that her conflict resolution talents are perfect for CID? President Rocksmith? I didn't see that coming. I heard you were bold, sir, but I never thought you'd suggest something quite that bold. I'm nowhere near as audacious as the Chancellor. Soon I won't have much authority anymore. However, I really cannot stand seeing young talent not being put to good use. It's quite fortunate we met today. If you have any gifted friends who might be inclined to move to Calvert, let me know. I'll gladly welcome them with open arms. Sorry, no one comes to mind. You're really not one to beat around the bush. What a play. At least you understand her value. You know, Machias, I've heard great things about you. If you ever get tired of the way the Empire treats you, I'd be happy to find you a position in our government instead. You have an excellent sense of humor, Mr. President. Must be hard being so in demand. Hang in there, Machias. Machias is being poached as well. He's after all Erebonia's young up-and-coming talent. I have to say, I'm impressed that you decided to attend the conference in person, President Rocksmith. It's shameful to admit in retrospect, but I was always under the impression that Calvanian politicians cared only about themselves. With good reason. I'm already looking forward to the end of my term. To be free of these presidential burdens. President Rocksmith. He may try to laugh it off, but it seems like there's more going on with him than meets the eye. I think that is all the conversation for this room then, unless Eustace has another line. But no, he's tied in there. Machias, you with the president? All good there. Oh, I got a job offer myself now. I'm definitely taking that up. Free from YouTube at last. My turn. My term is over. We'll have to talk later. There. Right, so what's going on here? No interview? More dignitaries. Claudia, I'm terribly sorry about earlier. I was so taken aback. I lost my composure. Thank you for being so kind to me. Oh, of course. Considering the subject, it was no wonder you became agitated. You have a huge responsibility on your shoulders as a representative of the Imperial family. Thank you for being so understanding. Now that rings alarm bells. I'll just wait for the announcement at dinner and try not to worry for now, but... Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm Estelle Bright, member of the Labille Bracer Guild. It is a great honour to meet you in person, Princess Alphen. There's no need to be so formal with me. I've heard so much about you from my brother. I feel like we're already friends. Olivier was a dear friend, and what happened to him was a terrible shock. He went out of his way to get permission for me and Joshua to visit Hummel once things had settled down in Labille. I still can't believe he's dead. It's awful, and I really wish I could have done something. If only one of us had been in Heimdall at the time. Me, Joshua, or Shara. But our grief surely pales in comparison with what you feel. Estelle, thank you for having been a good friend to my brother. I feel a little better knowing there were people who cared so much about him. Oliver was a very thoughtful and brave man, and a lot of fun to be around. When I was hesitant about whether to accept my duty as a crown princess, he gave me the push I needed. He also fostered friendly relations between Erebonia and Labille. Despite his airhead appearance, he was a smart leader. Thank you, Claudia. He teased me for being so easily moved to tears. He came out with a line like, at a time such as this, I'd like you to be the ray of sunshine which makes courage bloom. That does sound like him. Regrettably, I never had a chance to meet Prince Oliver in person. However, I heard about him encouraging greater integration and cooperation between all nations of the continent. Please accept my sincere condolences, Princess Alphen. Thank you, Lucy. By the way, you were Claudia's upperclassman at school, weren't you? Really? Oh my gosh! Actually, Chloe did tell us about that Lecter person before. Does that mean... That's correct. I went to Labille to study at Genis Royal Academy. I was on the student council together with Lecter Arundel. You two looked after me really well back then. It made my school life that much more enjoyable. What a small world. He's an Ironblood and a member of the Intelligence Division. He's a stranger person than I thought. But wait, the famously beautiful vice president who'd forced the student council president to listen to her no matter what. That'd be me. Chloe, I wish you didn't spread exaggerated rumours about me. Sorry, but they're all not exaggerated at all. Even now, I can't forget you saying that brute force is the most important asset one can have. You're embarrassing me now. Wait, did I really say that to you? Not directly. I overheard your conversation with Hans. So you were following me around and listening in my conversations with other students? I wouldn't have guessed they knew each other so well. Oliver was so beloved by people from different backgrounds. It's a real shame he died so young. I'll be curious to hear more about Claudia and Lucy's school life too. And play the third. Now Lecter stands on the opposite side of his former classmates. I'm sure I'll cross paths with him again, and with Claire too. It's interesting, always going back and looking at the playlists for Trells, the ones we've done, and seeing the overall viewership per playlist and seeing what's the most popular. Of course, even though it's been out for the least amount of time, Trells of Cold Steel 3 is the most popular playlist. People want to start later and they want to start in the newer iteration. That's what people want to do. The least is Trails in the Sky the Third, which I don't understand because I really like it. God damn it. More people need to appreciate Trails in the Sky the Third and all its nice doors. Beautiful doors with stories. Some incredibly grim, some not so much. With tales like that. Hi, Rean. Rean, come over here and join us. I was waiting for the right moment. I'm only now discovering how almost everyone seems to know each other. It really is a small world. Oliver Oliver was always telling me about all the people he met on his travels. I'm happy to finally meet them in person. They're all just as lovely as he described. Thanks for saying so. He turned out to be just as much of a little angel as people say. Did Olivier pass on his knowledge of how to charm people onto you? You got me there. Speaking of which, where did I put my paper fan? I used to scold him with it when he was being silly. I remember that fan. You two are really funny together, like some kind of comedy duo. Wait, for real? Man, we really could use you back in the world to keep him in line. Sounds great, actually. But it's like looking at the playlist totals, it really is an absolute easy mark to see that that's where people's interests lie. Old games, you need new jumping on points. You can't expect people to go back to the start of the series. It doesn't work that way. It's not where people's interests lie. More modern graphics, I'm afraid, coaxes more than 50% of a player base. It is what the modern gaming world wants. Not for me, I'm quite fine, but still. Oh, you haven't heard from Sherzad, have you? I'm worried about her. Oliver introduced me to her at the summer festival last year. So you knew her too? She's like a big sister to me. I'm sure she's fine though. She's an A-rank bracer after all. Yeah, I'm sure you're right. She and Oliver were so close. How things were going, I thought one day they'd maybe... Oh, is that right? Oh, sorry, I should have held my tongue. Don't apologise, it's alright. Please don't give me the royal treatment. Talk to me as you would to a friend. That'd be wonderful. Sure, it does make things easier. I just made so many gatekeepers cry. It's a fact. Sorry, Rean. Here we are talking among ourselves again and leaving you out. I can get going and free up some space. No, please, don't leave on my account. You haven't seen each other in a while. I'm sure you have a lot to talk about. Getting to exchange a few words with you in person has already been a great honour. With luck, we'll meet again and have a longer chat then. You're too humble, Rean. Indeed. That reminds me, weren't you one of the testers for the Orbital Communication Network? I also got a test account from Rean. What would you say to exchanging network addresses? Are you sure? Why not? Don't be shy. Princess Klaudia doesn't limit her circle of friends to the upper classes. When she enrolled at the academy, she did so under an assumed name in order to be treated like any normal girl. Lucy, I don't need a spokesperson. Okay, in that case, I'll gladly give you my network address. It shouldn't become a diplomatic issue if we're just playing a game together, I hope. No, it will. It would. Oh, God. Pom against Princess Klaudia. I guess the princess is why the name's so long on that list. Seriously though, Lex needs to be sorted out as soon as possible. Once both operations begin, it will be too late. I know, but I don't want to give up hope. I'm sure Leo, Jill and Hans would agree. I suppose so. I've been in touch with Leo, but I haven't heard from Jill and Hans. How are they doing? Have there been any developments between them? Something tells me there might have been, but they're not very open about it. They've been just friends for so long, it may be awkward for them to take the next step. Girl talk, huh? I better not butt in. I wish there was something I could do for Lecter. No, if he tried teasing me like he used to with the way things are now, I feel like I might just lose my mind. I think it's sweet you're so concerned about him. That part alone feels like old times. That's the end of their dialogue then. Pom party then. If I win at Pom party, Liberal will declare war. This is a slight on our nation. Erebonia must be crushed. Oh god. So, how long do you reckon this will be? Well, that one has to have a title too then. That's how I'm looking at it now.
Let us begin.
Even seems like that's actually purposely set up for me to do those first few moves. I mean, I'm not doing terribly at keeping my lines down here. Oh! I did a boo-boo! It's fine. It's fine. It's all good. Boo-boo is somewhat now resolved. Should I go on the attack yet? I feel like if I can get that blue, then I can go on the attack. Yeah, you have to defend. Okay, here we go. It's not terrible. Oh, never mind. I'm doomed. I need to start mining down again. Uh-oh. You can literally hear the bad times happening. Why are you like this? No!
It was a lovely match.
I thought it was the right way around.
Let us begin.
Damn it! Wait, how does that not even work? I don't know anymore. I can't believe I lost. It looked like it was going so well. I had lots of points. I chose my own portion of time to attack. And then everything went to crap because you realised I did it bad. I need to reach those poms. Literally my only goal is to reach those poms. I don't even think I can at this rate. Finally, I reached them. Don't do this to me. You're supposed to be royalty. Act like it. I'm gonna have to play defense or I'm dead. She's getting more lines. Stop her. She's a tyrant. She's a tyrant in training. Why does no one believe me? It's playing games like this that make people like Osborne. Yes! Yes! Get that! Get that! Should I attack now or not? No, you can't attack me right now. I'm doing things. Oh, I just... One more CP would have been fine.
My sincerest congratulations.
2 games! Yeah! Yeah! Great success. Throwing shade at Chloe over a game. Look, come on. Calling her that would be a declaration of war. It's fine. I had to motivate myself into the game by looking at her as an enemy that must be overcome. Only 2 games, it's pretty good. Hey Rean, don't be a stranger, come and join us. What have you guys been talking about? Jaeger troop movements and stuff related to the war, as well as Ouroboros' presumed plans. I've been wondering about those things too. Right now it looks like they're both serving the Imperial government, just like the gnomes. That's a really nasty mix if you ask me. The old Northern Jaegers and Nidhogg are in a different situation though. Yeah, the Imperial Defense Force forced them to cooperate using hostages. They're kind of looking for a chance to free them. Wait, they do from now on depend... What they do from now on depends on whose pocket they find themselves in this time. Shirley's a key member of the Red Constellations, so you can be sure they're in tune with Ouroboros' schemes. As for Zephyr, the gnomes hired them, but it's ultimately up to the boss to decide what they do. I don't know the details yet. There's also the enhanced Jaegers, like the troops previously commanded by the Faceless Anguists. You encountered those in Hamel. Between all of you, you've got a decent intelligence network to draw on. You make for a really good team. Yeah. And if there's any info we don't have, the Divine Blade and the Golden Rakshasa are here too. It's hard to believe Muse managed to get all these guys under one roof. The Reaper, Sylphid, and Black Fang. What a gang! Don't forget Crow. You're your Siegfried. Dude, can you get my back about that? What? Man, I'm not very good. I mean, I guess maybe considering they're all braces. Well, no, they're not, but they've all got a bigger rep than Crow. I think even Fee has, because it's spread via the braces. I'm worried about what the Jaeger Corps are up to. Tomorrow's enemy is today's friend, though it all depends on the contract, really. Oh, they don't have a lot of talking in here to do. I guess they're not important. We've already talked to them before as well. Looks like Ouroboros' enhanced Jaegers are on the move. I heard my old acquaintance caused you some trouble in Hamel. We should probably keep our guard up here too, just in case. So yes, acquaintance. Yes, I had to wipe them out so fast I didn't get them scanned. What a trouble he caused me. Gilbert. He made his mark. I've got no clue what the hell Shirley thinks she's doing hanging around the Crown Prince. Still, I'm a little curious about what the Red Constellation's up to. I mean, maybe she's into him. You ever thought about that? Oh! I spied my delight, Elise Schwarzer, Princess Alfin's trusted friend and the sister of the Ashen Chevalier. You're friends with Lady Mildine too, aren't you? We need to talk. If you have questions about my friends, I'd rather you talk to them directly. I'm no gossip. Oh, I wouldn't try to drag out any embarrassing stories about your friends. Nothing of the sort. You're a reporter from Crossbell. So she's your next target on your hunt for a big scoop. Oh, don't make me sound like some fierce predator. The only thing ferocious about me is my intellect. Hold on, aren't you Ash Carbide? The guy who shot the Emperor? What's the truth behind that story? How did it feel to pull the trigger? Oh crap, what did I get myself into now? Oh my gosh, and that tall gentleman! Is that the 8th Dominion of the Growlsritter? There are several topics I'd love to interview you in depth about. Although I'm totally in the dark about what you've been up to, Wazy, Kevin, and Reese have already spilled some beans. Did they? Don't be shy. I don't bite. No comment is a good one right now. Seems like this is the party corner. Brilliant. Here comes the hero to join us. This is perfect. Let's go to that empty room over there so we can all talk in private. I'm not against an interview myself, but I'd much rather you didn't hound my friends and family for one. Sorry, I got a little ahead of myself there, I guess. But if there's anything you could tell me that I could quote in my report, like maybe just a short comment from each of you, that's not unreasonable. Sure. Dude, speak for yourself. What if I gave her dirt on you? You've been a little overprotective. Typical Rean, really. Even a super short interview or just a few words from you that I could publish would be fantastic. I may have to sit on it for a while, but it'll come out in print eventually, one way or another. Do you promise not to twist my words? Do you really think I'd do such a thing? That doesn't sound reassuring. Well, let's just leave that aside for now. Thank you for what you did. I talked to Grace. She doesn't seem like a bad person. If it's just simple information collecting, maybe you can get it from her. So no double dialogue. This journalist might be the biggest pain in the ass I've ever met, and that's coming from me. I thought Vivi could be pushy. But this woman operates on another level. I guess maybe they think you've already spoken enough at this point in time? What's going on here then? So your mum moved to Erebonia? Yes, she couldn't stand cross-Bellatus playing with my father, who's Calvardian. She's moved in with her relatives. That was 10 years ago. Time flies. Oh, I think you've told me about this before. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, yeah. That rings a bell, actually. Distant relatives of the noble McDowell family from Crossbell. That'd be the Barons of Eastern Lemaire, if I'm not mistaken. How did you... Ah, of course. You're from Lemaire yourself. You're right. Family trees can get so sprawling you can't easily tell who's related to who. In fact, that Baron's family are also distant relatives of my family. Oh? Maybe that's why your hair color's the same. That pearl grey shade is definitely unusual, but the two of you have almost the exact same shade. That's right, it runs in the family. We may be very distant cousins, but we share the same blood nonetheless. I had no idea. What a pleasant surprise. Aurelia Le Guin, a cousin. Glad to have you as my family, Ellie McDowell. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, now I'll tense up every time I talk to Ellie. And why would that be, Miss Crawford? No reason. I suppose this hints at the close ties between Erebonia and Crossbell, which stretch back centuries. Crossbell's also been cooperating with Calvert for a long time. And now they're in this awkward position when they have to choose between one ally or the other. It feels so wrong. Oh. Elisa. That's precisely the case. I probably don't have any right to say that, considering my own position. No, your honesty is much appreciated. It was wonderful to talk to you, Elisa. Same. Thank you for all the advice, Ellie. It's really nice to be in the company of people who really get along. Yes, friendship is beautiful, isn't it? I heard about Ellie's mother, or at least someone who seemed like her, living in an Erebonian town. I guess that was what was nagging me earlier. Lisa and Ellie met in Crossbell and have been good friends ever since. Even was friends with both of them. She's an amiable girl. But I wouldn't have seen it coming that they'd be chatting with the principal. Principal, I'm dying to know what the meeting was about. Come on, what are you and music planning? My eyes, you've been trying to figure it out. Patience, my dear, everything will be explained at dinner. It may surprise you, but, well, stay open-minded. Huh? Everyone who took part in planning is trying to hide how tense they are. It makes me a little worried. So yes, after the talking, we have another delicious dessert serving of talking to go with your talking. Anyone up for talking? And Miss Crawford's really coming to her own. Yes. I really want to know everything ASAP, but we'll have to wait until dinner.